I want to talk a little bit about, actually a lot about, let's talk about the Sixers. Uh, they might have the best guard rotation in the NBA with Tyrese Maxey, Quentin Grimes, VJ Edgecombe, and then when Jared McCain's healthy. The only other team I could think of is Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Lonzo Ball. Like that's obviously a really good rotation too.
Bro. Yeah.
Oh, are you having flashbacks of Donovan Mitchell's performance when you were courtside there?
Oh, he dominated that game. But I think the best guard player right now would be Philly.
Yeah.
And you throw Grimes in there with McCain and VJ and obviously Tyrese, the way they're playing right now. It's hard to see anybody else that's better than them.
Or do you think they're for real, being an undefeated team? Are you buying into this, or is this early in the season, they're catching people by surprise, or do you actually think this is a team that could compete in the East?
I think they can compete in the East for sure. Joel Embiid is getting healthy again. He had 25 the other night. He's starting to look good. People, the NBA, because social media. It's a what have you done for me lately world. It's a what have you done for me lately league. It's so funny to hear Philly fans. This guy's carried your franchise for like a decade. And then he's like coming off some injuries. Rough past couple years. Last year. And they go into this year. They got this exciting guard, VJ, Tyrese. They're playing out of their mind. Where do they plan to go with just these two guards this year, at least? Keep winning games, but to compete at a championship level, they're gonna need Joel Embiid. Okay, yeah. I think it's funny that Philly fans are like, we need to get rid of Embiid. He's just in the way, and then he comes back and has like 25, 7, and 8, and they win. And he's just like, it's just so silly. Like, just pump the brakes, man.
Well, I think the goal for the Sixers is for Embiid to be good in May. You know what I mean?
Who cares? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. You're not winning anything without Joel. So, like, cut it out. I'm not saying down the line. I'm talking about right now. Right now, with VJ still being a rookie, Tyrese, all these guys, like, bro, they still need Joel Embiid. Okay? Now, you want to make the argument about Paul George? That's a different thing. Paul George is a guy that I think if you can move, you move. Yeah. Joel Embiid is a guy that, what are we doing here? He's the second best center in the NBA, third best center in the NBA, whatever you want to put him at.
When healthy. When
healthy, he's second. It's not even up for debate. All right? So he's getting back to that, which is not vital or important right now because the season just started. You want him healthy at the end of the season. If anything, y'all need to continue to watch his minutes. If y'all can continue to win games, some nights with him, some nights without him, that'd be great. Joel Embiid should play 40 games this year. I hate saying that, but that's the truth. If he's healthy come playoff time and these guys are rolling, they're dangerous.
Yeah. Imagine being a franchise where you sign this. It looks like an awful Paul George contract so far.
It's been terrible.
Joel Embiid's extension looks bad right now. So normally for a franchise, if you have these two bad signings, it sets your franchise back. But they were able to draft Jared McCain, Tyrese Maxey late in the first round. Got really lucky with that one. Not lucky, but fortunate with that one. VJ Edgecombe, because Ace Bailey wouldn't go to the Sixers, so they had to go get VJ Edgecombe. They drafted so well, got Quentin Grimes, traded him for one of the Martin twins. They've done these other moves that it kind of masks these really bad signings like Paul George and Joel Embiid. So they're actually really in a fortunate situation because they could be way worse.
Yeah, they drafted very well. You got to give Elton Brand. I think a lot of those guys are usually more involved in the draft process. The big signings, you kind of know who's.
Oh man.
So because he goes for it.
Yeah.
And
we've on this pod, we've given him his credit, his props because he goes for it.
I do. Listen, I like Daryl.
Yeah.
I like Daryl. I just know who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't got a problem with Daryl. He ain't never done nothing wrong to me.
Yeah.
But I know like what decisions and why are made for that team. It's obvious if you've worked with him and if you've been up close. Like, the Joel Embiid signing the Paul George, that's Daryl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just you can't. The reason I think he has job security is because you can't fault him when it doesn't go right because he's gone for it and teams have been put together. He's a front office exec who's constantly trying to grab a big player, make a big play, make a big splash. So if you're a Sixers fan, I don't mind riding that wave. At least I'm going down. If we do go down, it's with the guy who's trying to gun for it all. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you look at Daryl's tenure, like with the Sixers, and let's say the last decade, think about the names that have come through, right? Whether it's James Harden or Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons, like Daryl gets these guys. Same with the Rockets during his tenure. Dwight Howard to this guy to that guy, Chris Paul to Russell Westbrook. Like he's constantly trying, but we also believe in continuity. Like a team that's been together for a while, like Brown and Tatum. Now this Thunder team, the Warriors with Steph and Draymond.
Yeah,
being together for a while also means something too. I feel like Daryl kind of plays not fantasy basketball, but he's plugging and playing.
No, yeah, he does. He does. And if it's a big name, he gets excited.
Yeah.
So because that Paul George signing, anybody, even before he played in Philly, when he signed that, people were like, that's not a good deal. Because I don't know if you just watched him in L.A. That shit wasn't good. I don't know how good it's going to be in Philly. And then he went to Philly and it just got worse. He just doesn't perform at a high level consistently. And now he's like almost, you wonder with the, resurgence of VJ, you start being like, well, is he just going to get in the way?
Yeah.
And then you wonder like, how much do I want him around VJ? I don't want, you know what I'm saying? Like and again, so I don't know. I don't know what you can do with that contract. In terms of Paul, I don't know how many teams out there would be like, we'll take him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that. Yeah. They might have to just bite the bullet on that one. The Joel Embiid one will be bad for now. But when he comes back and he's fully healthy, people are going to forget all about that contract and just realize he's just dominant with the guards that they have. And, listen, if you got Paul, then you got him. Still Paul George. It's not like he's some scrub who can't play.
And he doesn't need to be the lead guy.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to be the lead guy, which has always been his issue. People have always had with the exception of some years in Indiana and in OKC, he was phenomenal. You got to give Paul George credit.
Yeah, great. He was top 3 in MVP voting.
Yeah, 1 year with OKC, he was top 3 in MVP voting. Yeah. He was actually brilliant in the playoffs. It just the team fell short. And then some of those years in Indiana, Paul was incredible. So we got to give him his just due. But of recent times, he doesn't want to be the one guy or the two guy. Seems like he even said that in the Clippers. He's like, I'm not the number one option. That's Kawhi. He even put it on him. Like, you know what I mean? Like he didn't see himself as that anymore. Especially now where he's at in his career, he doesn't need to be the one option or the second option.
Yeah.
So you got him, yes. Did you overpay for him? Sure. There's still not a whole bunch of wings in the NBA that are better than Paul George. It's not like there's 20 wings better than Paul George. There's not. So it's like
it's kind of like the same way you talk about Bradley Beal right now, where it's like sure, is it not? You might not be getting Brad, right? But like he's still out there, and he's still going to be better than a lot of players that he's in front of.
Yeah, he's still Brad Beal. Like you still can't leave him open. He's still not like some liability on the floor. He's still not a guy that like can't just go out there and score. Like Paul George comes back fully healthy. I know these are big ifs. We keep saying Paul and Joel if they come back healthy. Philly fans get nauseous when we say these things because they've been saying this for years. The difference is there's less weight on both of them because these other guards are playing so well that the city, the team, the outlook are like, well, just build around these guys. That's how good these guys are playing. So when these guys come back, you don't have to do too much. You also don't have to rush coming back. Joel Embiid still has to be a force, so he has a little bit more pressure on his shoulders. In terms of Paul, just come back and be a wing. Score when you get the opportunity, space the floor, be a good vet. That's how he could gracefully transition into this role into somewhat where Philly's like, you know what, we did overpay him, but like he's been great this year.
Yeah, but we also got VJ on a rookie deal. Yeah. We got Jared McCain on a rookie deal.
Yeah, like we're good.
Like
we can
balances
pay him.
itself
We had to
out.
pay somebody anyway. So when his contract ends, well, VJ will get paid. So it's like, okay, he's still a top tier wing to the certain extent. If we can get him back healthy, he doesn't have to be a main option. There's no pressure. But you can go hit a big shot for us. You can have a game in the playoffs where Paul's hot and he comes up with 30-something. There's not a lot of wings that you could do that with.
Especially if they're in the playoffs and VJ's first playoff or Jared McCain's first playoff. Yeah, they might lean on Paul a lot more. Yeah, you know what I mean?
There'll be games where he'll show up. Yeah. There'll be games where he'll show up and there'll be games where he disappears. The difference is in the past when he did, Philly loses because we're relying on Paul to be this guy. You don't have to do that with him anymore because you do have VJ. You do have Tyrese Maxey, who's now ascending into like a superstar, it looks like, the way he's playing. Let these guys get more experience. Let this thing roll out. Let Paul George get healthy. Let Joel Embiid get healthy. And again, if I'm Philly, listen, you got Paul George. He's there, but he could be very useful still. There's still a lot he could offer. especially now that you don't have to rely on him being the number 1 or 2 or even some nights 3 option. He could be whatever. Just put him as a wing.
Yeah.
He's still pretty good.
I have a question. How come we look at the Spurs and we talk about Dylan Harper and Fox and they have a problem? It's a good problem to have, but they have a problem in the future with Steph Castle and these guys. But with Philly, we kind of celebrate the fact that they have these guards. We're not doing this. We need to move one of these guys.
That's because one is already notorious for being. No one's debating whether McCain should start over Maxey.
Yeah.
So like McCain's backup guard. It's unanimous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
VJ's a 2. Grimes is a backup. It's unanimous. There's no debate in who's 1 and who's 2. With the Spurs, you got De'Aaron Fox. You got this top 5 pick point guard there who's playing really well now. People are like, whoa, do we just run with this dude? That's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you're a top pick 2, also, you're like, I ain't here to be a backup for long. Top 5 pick in the draft. What was he?
Number 2.
Yeah. Number 2 pick in the draft, dog. Yeah. I ain't a backup point guard. What other number 2 pick is a backup right now? It's just ain't nobody else doing that shit. So I'm just like, I know he's just like, what the f is
we thought it was weird last year that Reed Shepard sat the year up essentially as the 3rd pick.
Now it's how's he been doing?
No, well, he had that big game. He had a big game the other day against, I think it was the Wizards.
Told you.
Or somebody of the Nets.
What I tell you?
He said the next time he plays with these teams, he's gonna have a nice game off the bench. He's gonna get some buckets.
He's gonna play one of these bad teams and play. I got to see Reed play versus a good team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the few games I've seen, it's looked really bad.
Yeah.
I am high on him. I like Reed Shepard. He has underperformed. I've been disappointed this year. We still got about 70-something games left. All right. Nobody will remember Reed Shepard's slow start come February if this guy's cooking.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, with him, he's just got to keep going. He's got to keep battling, keep trusting, and yeah, because they're going to need him, honestly. Without Fred VanVleet, they're just a different team. They are. You see it.
Yeah.
So
before we move off the Sixers, I want to say one thing. Tyrese Maxey, who's averaging, I don't know, like 40 right now or something crazy. We don't talk about him. No one does, not us. No one talks about him when they talk about the future of the NBA, the guards with, obviously, the Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunninghams, all these guys. Who's going to be on the 2028 Olympic team? We ran down 100 people. No one, for some reason, I don't know what it is. Every year he gets better. His numbers get better. He becomes an all-star. He reaches a new level. This year he's better than he's ever been. But he doesn't get talked about. And is it because he's kind of quiet? He's not on a lot of commercials. Like what? There's not a lot of drama to his name. Is it because Philly has bigger names like Joel Embiid and Paul George that people talk about?
Philly was bad last year. They didn't even make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So that's for one. You know what I'm saying? There's been overshadowing dark clouds around that organization due to the players we just talked about, guys being hurt, guys not fulfilling their contract. So, you know, there's been so much drama around, even when my pops is there, the Ben Simmons thing, and then this guy, and then after that, and then this guy gets fired, and then James comes in, and then it was James and Joel.
That's a good point. If Maxey had 20, the story was Ben Simmons wasn't playing.
Yeah, it was always...
Or James Harden wasn't happy with the organization.
Always,
it wasn't, yeah.
He always took a back seat to bullshit.
Yeah.
And then last year he starts cutting up, but they sucked.
Yeah.
So it's just been a coincidence, you know, of circumstance around him. Now everything's been cleaned up. They have a much better team. Guys are getting back healthy. They drafted well. They got some new assets. Now they're winning games. He's still hooping. Now everyone's like, Maxey. He's been good. But the circumstances have changed. It's less clouds. It's actually looking pretty sunny over there now because they're not even worried about now with Paul and Joel. They're like, we're going to be good for the next 4 or 5 years. So who gives a f***? We got a whole new direction we can go to with these young guys. We got these contracts for the next 2 years. Let's just play it out. See what we can do with it. After that, move them. Next year, he has one when they're expiring contract. We'll probably be able to move one of them. You know what I mean? Both of them if they need to. Like that's why I don't think there's a lot of like. It's free over there right now. Maxey and VJ just out there like, let's just go play. These other two, it's been like this. I guarantee you, this is what Maxey and VJ have had conversations. I guarantee you, Maxey's talked to him like, hey, yo, listen, this is what has been going on here. All right? This is what I'm telling you. Don't be drawn into this. Don't get sucked into this shit. You're going to see things and be like, what? That doesn't make... Don't even... Let's just go play. Those two will join us when they join. I think that is known there. And I think there's like a little freedom and like clarity And you're seeing them play well. They're not worried about when Joel and Paul and this cloud and what's going to happen. They don't have to. They have this young talent that's working, winning games. Hey, we're this train's leaving. All right? We'd love for you two to be a part of it. Okay? You're key players. You've been key players for us. Joel, we need you. But regardless, we might not win this year without y'all. But we are headed up with these guards. We're headed this way. We want y'all to come with us. That's a nice way to that's a much better thing than, guys, we need you back, otherwise we can't win a game. We're not going to the playoffs. I might get fired. That's a different conversation than what we're having now. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that changes everything. It changes everything. It even changes it for Paul and Joel. You got to start acting differently now. They ain't catered to both of y'all now. We got this new kid here. He's very good. Better than what we all thought he was going to be.
Yeah.
To the point now where we're like, Do you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
So that's where the Sixers are at. This is what happens when you draft well. When you draft, when you get this, it's a reset button. And they got this Maxey kid who's nasty. And they got McCain who's nasty.
When the Celtics had Kyrie and Gordon Hayward, and then they were like, this is going to be the future. They didn't know when they drafted Tatum and Brown. Like, actually,
and then that's when
it's going this
Kyrie
way.
gets hurt. They go all the way to the damn conference finals. That's when they looked at Kyrie like, you're great. We kind of have our reset button here, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a part of this or not? He was like, what? Bye. It's literally what happened.
Yeah.
Bye. And then Kyrie went on to continue to do Kyrie things. He's great, and he's had a great career.
Yeah.
And he'll continue to do so. I love Kai. But Boston was like, yeah, we go this way. And that got him a ring with that group. So when you get these reset buttons, when you draft well and you get a guy, it alleviates pressure from certain bad contracts, dealing with stars, because you're like, yeah, we don't have to do this with y'all right now. So we want you to be a part of this, Joel. We want you to be a part of this, Paul. We need you, Embiid. But it's okay.